Howdy everybody, it's me, Manic coming to you from the bunker system, located underneath the Art Villa, found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. How y'all doing today? I'm going to start with something a little bit different today. I'm going to talk about a painting before I actually do it, because I thought, well, maybe it would be, it's probably not interesting for anyone but me. But I'm just doing it. I just had to, okay, never mind. Okay, what you got is your Convoluted Constructs. That's the title of the painting. Never mind, I gotta do something else. But before I start the painting, I remember I took this off. I have a light table that I got it, it doesn't matter. Anyway, the light table, I use it, I cut stuff on it because glass is a great surface to cut on. First of all, irises. Have you ever noticed you people out there that garden, irises, you pull them out of the ground and you throw an iris on the surface of the sun and the iris will grow on the sun. Irises will grow in a vacuum in space. Anyway, I got this thing. This is it's an old drafting tool. It's a T-square, okay? It basically, it screws onto the edge of your drawing table or whatever you got. They'll grow just on a sheet of glass. They'll grow anywhere you put them. Irises are amazing. They'll grow anywhere and they'll just, you wake up and there'll be irises growing on your body. If you're not careful in the garden, you got to be careful. And I don't have any use for it. It's been in my way for years. And it'll come apart. I can take it apart and make it like fit into a mailing tube, I think. Does anybody want this before I do something else with it? Look, they look like little creepy creatures. Now look at, no. Probably an expensive thing. I don't know if they make them anymore, because everybody does everything on the computer. Anyway, if I put this here, it's going to grow. It's just going to grow. Wherever I set it in here and leave it, it's going to grow. Anyway, that wasn't funny and it went on too long. But it may be very handy for somebody that wants to cut something straight, which I don't do very often here. Anyway, let me know. Message me. I talked about constructs. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I talked about constructs. That's another thing about YouTube. People want to watch the people that they're watching think they know what they're talking about. Maybe this does have something to do with it. Because one, the people that are watching want to know that they're watching someone that thinks they know what they're talking about because they're looking for something, okay? So it comforts them when they pay attention to somebody that is self-assured enough to be confident most of the time that what they're saying is, or at least to act as though they know what they're talking about. I never do. I've never in my life have been sure about much of anything. You got your time tunnel. Not that I don't have a path and it's pretty rigid. And the things that I, believe in. This is it, so yeah. But what is that? It's the belief that, constructs, there we go to it. That's what I believe in. And because I can remember, I've told the story before, walking home from school when I was in the 3rd grade. And I literally was, it's like, why do I have to do this every day? Why do I have to walk back and forth every day, go to school? It doesn't make any sense to me. Why? What's the point? I think that was the first time I asked the question, what's the point? You shouldn't dwell on it. Because it's very well maybe there isn't a point. You see, and I was even on the fence on that one because I don't know. But first you've got the man-eating, flesh-eating, meat-eating iris that lives on the surface of the sun. Here, But the point of this is that some people think there's a point, and they create a construct, which is their life, and and that's why nobody ever changes, you know, because once you spend all this time and energy building up this foundation, this construct, this thing that you call your life, to deviate from that, you can't do it. It's too scary. You can't do it. One, because it's a survival mechanism, and good for you that you have it, or I have it, or some people have it. I met some people that don't have it. Is that you're cautious about anything outside of this construct that you've built up. You've got the shadow person that comes to the time tunnel, says, no, you is a saddled man eating a fast food fish sandwich. To the iris has created this construct. No, the man eating the fish sandwich has created the convoluted construct that he's a... Because it can hurt you, and people are going to use you. So, you know, if you don't have some kind of strong inner core, the foundation that you've built up, you can be taken advantage of. But is your construct, is there any reality to it? That's the thing. That's why my construct is very loose. And it's porous. It's like a sponge. I let things in, but I do not let things take advantage. I don't, you know, let the meat-eating iris living on the surface of the sun. The shadow person says, no, you're not. And even when I get too involved in something, I usually stop because it's like, I'm joining my own club and I don't want to have any part of it. So this is like this is my Matrix video, where I'm in the Matrix and I'm trying to figure out how to get out of the Matrix, or if there is a Matrix, and then get out of it. So that's why I switch things up. I do things different, and that's why I was talking about the painting today, which hopefully I'll do. But the fish-eating man who thinks he's the meat-eating iris living on the surface of the sun says, and you is no shadow person from the time tunnel. There's the time tunnel. I don't know, because it's still in the future, based on the thinking about what? you know what I'm saying? So what is, you know, do you ever think about that? Your reality is, it's like a shell, it's protective, it's like a force field, but is your reality real? And how do you allow yourself to experience things outside of your reality so that maybe you can just have fun doing something else? And then God says, but I is God, ain't I? But who is God? Am I saying that because I did the piece? Or is God saying that to me? Or is it a construct? You know, religion is one of the bigger ones. But there are people out there that create, you know, constructs based on communism. And they're not going to allow other constructs to violate that thinking, right? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't secure yourself and make yourself feel secure by building a construct, convoluted and or not a part of reality. It's just, you know, don't impress it on everybody else. Because they're sure that that's what's good for everybody. But it's fine if you build something, but if it's kind of like, maybe that's it. It's like the evil spreading clumpy iris, you know, you spread out and you try to engulf everything. You grow on anything and you consume it like the meat-eating iris I've got here. Now we're getting to an idea for a painting. Like that's ever going to happen. Watch out, man-eating iris.